Live from Crawford Studios,
it's CC and NJ Guy.
What up, fellas?
What's going on, man?
How you doing? Everybody good?
Doing good.
Yeah,
All right,
man.
good.
So now, because, we do the funnies, it's our conspiracy thing, me and Lou. We tried to do this and
Topic.
this topic, and
Like
we couldn't get it. Yeah,
Time.
4 times, bro. And we couldn't get this shit going.
And
The
shit
board
kept
messed
happening.
up. The computer messed up. Reception in one way, shape, or form just kept fucking up, and we couldn't get it
Right away.
right away.
I was
and we
first.
think it's
Yeah.
I jumped
because
on
of
the
the topic.
conspiracy theory
Yes.
immediately.
Yeah,
We're being shut
Down.
Some-
they
because
wanted
today
talking
we are talking about.
Black inventors.
Yes.
Wait,
Or
what'd you point at
like
Kenny
it's-
when he said that?
I
I got him. I got him. I'm sorry.
Nobody could
I just
see it.
had to get you.
nobody saw that.
That's so fucked up.
Damn, Lewis.
That's not nice.
Damn. That's fucking great.
Inventors.
Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Since I'm in
Yeah.
trouble already.
No, so we tried to do it and we
yes.
weren't able to get it. We tried. And so now we're going to see, hopefully, that the little things that we've done in the past week and a half, 2 weeks, hopefully that's the shit that keeps it being able to, that we're able to get the whole show on. So let's go. Lewis, get her started, or you want me to start it?
Well,
Because I'm that guy.
well, so we were saying
This is
in the
gonna
last
fuck up
one,
all night.
we still have the audio and then the video of that.
Right.
So Tom's going to use that.
Okay, some of
and
that.
just edit. Why not just put it in? 'Cause
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
when it really all that stuff was happening.
Right.
Well,
so-
shit, but I don't remember what the hell where we left off because we
But
got
I was
so
talking
annoyed.
about how
Well,
going
we're
to
gonna
school
start,
and
yeah.
history,
Right.
how we learned a lot of things, but not way enough that we should have learned. There was way more that was being left out that we should have known about when it
Yes.
comes to history. Because
Right.
all American history is American history, period. And discussion.
Exactly.
There is no, well, this, that, no.
Right.
They were part of it. They were there. Everybody, whoever it was, is part of it.
Right.
So,
Right.
and I would have been nice to know this stuff back
Mhm.
then. Even
Yeah.
though like I said earlier, and my family was always big about history. My
Mhm.
father, my mother, we always traveled. So it was a big thing in our house, So, and I enjoyed going on the trips and learning all that stuff. And now that I know this, I'm glad I know this stuff now because this
Yeah.
stuff is good to know that we have this information.
Yeah. I mean, I said, so now, for the listeners, everybody watching and listening, I said, we try to get it done. So sorry it's a little bit late for, from February and whatnot.
But it doesn't matter. You can do it anytime.
Yeah, but so just kind of not, just black inventors. It's just inventors, women inventors, people from,
Well,
Jean
later,
and everything else.
right
I know, I'm
now.
just saying so this is just I said we're trying to get the the Black History Month in. So
Yeah, but
one
not
of
even
those.
that. It doesn't even have to be because it's American history. Because we can talk about any part
Right.
of American history, and
Right.
this happens to be part of it.
yeah,
So,
definitely.
but yes, Black History Month was last month.
Right.
So,
Yeah, we maybe
we
missed it.
need
But
to
it's all good
recognize
though.
that.
So let's go. Who's your first one, Lou?
So, like we were saying earlier, Lewis Latimer,
Yes.
why he matters, made electric light practical and affordable, improved the carbon filament for the light bulb, worked with Thomas Edison and Alexander Graham Bell, wrote the first technical book on electric lighting.
Yep.
That's
So
pretty significant.
what did he do? So did he improve to make the light more affordable, like the filament, or to
Right.
make
Yeah.
it last longer?
Yeah, it's the carbon light bulb filament. So he
Okay.
made the filament that it would last a little bit longer.
Longer than
and
it
it was,
How
not
they
made it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what made it
Right.
that's what made the
All right, so
connection.
now that I got it to work, now I'm going to
Right.
try to make it last longer than
Right.
what it's
All right,
doing
that's
right now.
cool.
So even back
It's-
then, they were on top of that.
Yeah.
And they knew that kind of
Mhm.
stuff,
Yeah. Then, of course, later on, big business came in.
Oh, yeah.
They took
But-
away the powerful filament
Well,
and made it,
and of course, the
to burn
people
out faster.
who took like most of the credit for it at that time because of the time that it happened. So we didn't know. I didn't know this.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In
Right.
school, we didn't know this in school. And my parents, I don't even know if my parents did. If they did, they probably would have shared it with me
Yeah, probably.
because that's how they were when it came to that stuff. You know what I mean?
Well, too, they probably did say it. And, we were kids.
No,
We
I
didn't pay that much
remembered that.
attention to a lot of stuff they're telling us. Like,
No,
whatever.
I would have remembered it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no.
That works.
Well,
No.
I always find it interesting when it comes to like history. Like, why do they say like, obviously, it'd be hard to like teach everything about history in
Mhm.
one class.
Of course, yeah.
But like,
That's why you take
what do
all
they-
that school.
What makes them say we're going to leave this in the textbook? Like,
You
Right.
really
you
gonna
make
ask
you wonder. That mean
question?
then I get the conspiracy thing going on.
Right.
It's
Well,
like,
that's what the issue is.
Yeah.
Has always been
Yeah.
that
And
they it's that is those people that they leave out
But they did the
That's
same thing in what? What else
What?
did they do that in?
and everything.
Well, what's one of the biggest books that's been done in because they changed it to be the way they wanted it to
The
be?
Bible?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So
I don't know
it's
if you
like
do
the
that
same
one.
thing. It's that's history.
Oh, yeah.
And they're changing it to the history they'd rather it be than it was for what actually happened.
Right.
Which is incorrect.
Yeah.
Right.
That's good.
Right. And so it's good to know when you find out real stuff that happens and it finally comes out because, of course, this stuff must have been recorded at that time.
Right.
They say
on record.
Well, it's interesting. They say closest to the original are the Ethiopian Christians.
Yes.
They actually
have
they go by like, they have the most, because like the Bible is like a book curated of many books into one.
Right.
They have like way more books.
Way more books. And they say that it started in the African continents.
But that's
so that's where it first started.
Right. Well,
not the other way around.
Right. That's where, what you call it is,
Egypt?
Egypt and all that stuff is right there in the middle of all that. So
no, but it's not Egypt.
Well, Ethiopia is...
It's Africa, Ethiopia.
Yeah.
Right. And also the Middle East is like, it's all still...
But like the whole book is it's a crazy looking book because I watched the same thing you did, Tom.
Yeah.
And it was not... It's totally separate from what the Roman Catholic religion was and what they already had.
Anyway.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
What, like you and I were talking about the Dead Sea Scrolls,
right.
A few episodes back. You know what I'm
So
saying?
the same thing with this
same
history.
idea. Right.
People take credit for stuff or change it to what they want it to be because
Actually,
they have the power to do that.
That we say that because it kind of segues in because that would be Black history.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody's going to agree with that.
Well, yeah, that's why we stay away from the religion. So
right.
Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, well,
sorry.
we were only making the point about
the accuracy or
how
what has
history
the most
was being changed,
right.
and that was the similarity that we had with it.
Yeah.
You people, you said that.
Yes, exactly.
Get over it.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway.
Yep. So then we another.
Yeah, who else we got on this, bro?
We got Thomas Jennings, the first African-American to receive a patent for dry cleaning process.
Now that is certain fabrics you can't wash.
Yeah,
so that's
exactly.
That's pretty smart.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, got to get stuff dry cleaned, otherwise you're ruining
I thought it was George Jefferson, but... Moving on up. Yeah, that's messed up. I know. I thought it was funny. It is funny. Fuck that shit. But yeah, so I mean, with that being said, again, that's something else that we never thought about. You know what I'm saying? You never thought about dry cleaning process, who invented it, how to make it happen, keep your fabrics nice and purty.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And here's this dude who came and got the patent for it. I am surprised that they let him get the patent.
Well,
you know what I mean?
We don't know what it was like back then to know why he did or how he did, but they gave it to him.
Well, yeah, you had to go down to the patent office, and you had to take the paperwork, and whether you called them up or you actually to get it mailed to you, or you had to go over there and do it.
Back then, I wonder what you had to do for that. You probably had to mail it. There was probably but how did you get the information back? I wonder back then, before the internet, before
everything was mailed,
when you had to get a patent office, you have to I wonder how you looked at.
Or you went
probably
down
looked in
to
the yellow
office.
pages, right?
You probably walked to the office.
Yeah.
There
are local patent offices.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And then you got to go in there with
town or whatever it was.
Right. You have to go in there with the schematics and show them, and so they say, okay, this is what you need, this is what it is, your name, and all that other good stuff, and make it happen. Yeah, it's wild. It's so freaking cool. I think it's just so boom. Invention is the mother of necessity. Right. So then that you needed this.
Right.
And these are the things that everybody wore suits back in the day.
Right.
They all had that kind of in the hats and whatnot. So they had to have their stuff dry cleaned. You couldn't just throw your stuff in there and hit it on the washing board, and
you're right.
Your clothes would just mess up. They were special. That was a special outfit. It was what you dressed up to go to work and stuff like that.
Differently back then.
Yeah, you know. Then they came in with the jeans because, that was for the farmers, and you know what I mean? And not that it changed up too much.
It's funny how they started as work pants jeans.
Yeah.
And then they just became casual wear.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then athletic coats became casual wear.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. That's going to be another episode.
What is it called? Athleisure.
Athleisure. That makes sense. I get it. That makes sense. Well, that's going to be another episode.
Yeah.
Talk about the clothes and this stuff.
Well, I got another one here.
Go ahead.
Granville T. Woods, known as the Black Edison, invented systems for electric railways, created the multiplex telegraph. Trains could communicate while moving. Major railroad safety and efficiency upgrades.
Yeah, I guess before that is when you saw videos of head-on collisions.
Yeah,
like that.
That's freaking awesome.
To communicate. They probably had to run before they had that. They must have had to have a schedule where like
Yes, they
where
were
like
switching
they
the
would be like,
tracks. They
don't
were
go
doing
off
it.
schedule because she might.
Yeah.
So that's an important thing. Probably saved a
Absolutely.
lot of lives just by
communicate
inventing that.
while moving. I guess the trains couldn't communicate when moving, so now he was able to do that. That's awesome. Transportation and safety. Okay, so we got someone else here.
Huh?
What
else?
Look at this. Garrett Morgan invented the 3-position traffic light. Created an early gas mask used to rescue workers in tunnel explosions.
Yeah, I knew that.
Your daily drive equals Morgan Elijah. Oh, okay.
So wait. So what is the gas mask he invented, or
the light, the traffic light,
and the traffic light?
Both.
Yeah. Right. That's what I'm saying. A few of them had.
Oh, that's right. Because I said he's considered the Black Thomas Edison.
Well, no, this guy is Garrett Morgan.
Yeah.
This is a different gentleman.
Okay.
This gentleman invented those two things.
Yeah. So he did the traffic light and the safety hood, the gas mask.
Right.
Yeah. Think about that, man. Gas mask.
That's a big.
Yeah.
How different those two things are.
Yeah.
Right? Have nothing in common with one another, and he went like two opposite sides of that. Right.
Yep.
That's pretty.
Because the traffic light. Think about it, bro. The cars, brand new cars, horse and buggies and whatnot.
There must have been so many accidents.
Yeah,
and that's why.
they did. Horses were killed and people were killed.
The gas mask too. I wonder what they used for the filters, because I remember my grandfather telling me that like back in the day during because my grandfather was in World War II. I remember them saying that like they would ask people to save all their nut shells and peanut shells and pistachio shells for the gas mask filter. So I guess they would
probably grind them up.
They would probably char them, and it would turn into charcoal,
right?
And that would be the filter. Maybe like a charcoal.
That makes sense.
I thought you were gonna say like cotton or some kind of fabric. That they put layers of the fabric inside of the filter.
No, but they asked like to save your peanut shells or your nut shells, your walnut shells. I guess because that probably when they charred it turned carbon. Yeah,
that would be that. That makes sense too. That's freaking pretty groovy. That's awesome. That is awesome. That is freaking awesome.
Yeah. So I wonder if he came up with the like charcoal filter on it or something.
He must have if he created it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That would probably make the most sense. You would think anyway, right?
Yeah, definitely. Female, Sarah E. Goode, one of the first Black women to receive a patent for a folding cabinet bed. So like a Murphy bed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's like that. It's not that one, but
like what is it?
A folding cabinet bed.
Like a
almost like a Murphy bed or like a day bed, like that kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. But again, one of those things, some place to sleep, we got to clean up. Think about it. A lot of these things are probably I think some of these were inner city inventions. So you had smaller apartments.
For like apartments for space. Right. You got a studio apartment. Now you got a living room and a bedroom.
And a bedroom. Boom. Yep. Just pull out the bed and bang. Right. You know what I mean? So
it's funny about those Murphy beds. There used to be like a running gag because I used to watch when I was a kid. It was the reruns would come on Nick at Night or whatever of the Monkees, and they would always have them. They would. Maybe that was in the entrance when one of them, maybe when they were showing Mickey, he was coming out of the thing.
The bed would drop down and he came out with it. Yeah,
we were going to get.
I wanted one too.
We were going to build the frame. There's a way you get this package and you can actually put it together and then you can do that we were going to do that. So we had the room in the bedroom, and then when we wanted to go to sleep, we just pulled the bed down.
Yeah.
And that really is perfect for like a studio apartment because like you got a living room and a bedroom. Right, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, speaking then of that, so that then the upgrade to all that is that now they have it where it goes into the ceiling and it looks like a I just lost the name of the freaking ceiling, the bed. How it goes?
I've seen that.
And not cathedral ceilings with
it'll just drop down.
Yeah, and it comes down. So it's got the lights on the bottom of the bed, and then the bed comes down from the ceiling, and then this way it's out of the way. Like in guest rooms.
Yeah, that's a great idea too.
Yeah, that one I was like, that's amazing. I love that shit. Yeah, that's really
That's
cool.
the great thing about invention because you had the one person who made the Murphy bed,
right,
and then she made her own version of it, right, and now. Later on, we're here now, and now they're like, oh, well, we could put it in the ceiling now.
Yeah.
Because of that, you were able to do that because they got the idea. That's what's so great about invention because you could just keep improving on it. Either that same person will do it or someone else will come up with the idea to make it better.
So Tesla, the car company, they don't have patents on their stuff.
Really?
Because they always want somebody to make it better. So then they want people to be able to improve on it. If they have patents, then they got to go through this whole
and then no one else improves it. It's right. Sometimes, and I can understand in the patent aspect is it can slow down technology because
because all the patents. So everybody wants to hold on to it, and then you said you have to go through them. So if you invent something and I have a way to make it better, now I'm going to you. Now you want to set up the contract because you don't want me to take it and get all the money from it because now yours is inferior.
Well, I'm sure they still have some kind of contract, but it's so lax to the point where they want them to be able to improve it. But I'm sure there's got to be some kind of contract.
Well, the way, like I said, I understood it. And what I saw is that there's just no patents. It's just you improve it and then just, make your car better or make your things better so that this way everything does become better. Because,
It makes you wonder if there were no patent laws or copyright laws or anything like that, like what would the world look like today? I feel like technology would be even more ahead.
I think so.
Because everybody would be doing it.
Right.
It's not like, but
the freedom of not having to worry about it.
Exactly. Yeah. Because
they should still be regulated so people don't kill themselves, like
probably to an extent.
Shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because safety regs, that's different.
Yeah. Because dude, think about it. Everybody, it's all about the money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So then if you do something with something that I invented, you make it a little bit different. Now my product becomes inferior, like I said. So then it's like, well, wait a minute. You stole my idea and you did this with it.
And that's the reason for those.
And that's what the patent whole thing for. And,
you gotta
all that legal stuff.
And patents only have a lifespan anyway.
Yeah.
The patent runs out and then anybody can do what they want.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. You got to do it again. You got to keep renewing it.
So it only lasts so many years?
I think it can only get renewed so many times.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. Or whatever.
Yeah. But that is a good idea, though, to let someone else improve it. I like that.
Yeah.
Idea. But at the same time, there would have to be some kind of rules in effect where they couldn't overstep their boundaries when they came to certain things. In other words, they're allowed, or they might need permission for certain things before they just,
Yeah.
It could be software. It could be.
Yeah. Well, same thing like with copywriting. So right now, Disney doesn't hold so Disney never held, or I don't think they hadn't held in a long time, the copyright to Winnie the Pooh. The family did. I just lost his name. Man who made Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, yeah. So they made that.
So when the copyright stuff was up, that they would have sold one. Now that's why you see Winnie the Pooh stuff.
And there was something else too that came out. Another one they did that went to free market. Something else. I
can't remember what it was. But all that kind of stuff. So that then you said, copyrights, they do expire and such, and they gotta,
But the catch is though, I know like if there's a copyright, say on like Mickey Mouse, right?
A.A. Milne,
and a copyright
English author.
Oh, okay.
And the copyright is, I don't know what they say, like 100 years. I don't know what it is, right? Whatever, say whatever amount of years it is, but it only applies to the one from 100 years ago.
Right.
Any future versions you can't copy because those were made
post.
So it has to, that time has to run out on those.
Yes. Right. Exactly.
So a big company that's still using the same thing, it would be smart for them to keep changing it I think that's what they do. That's why Mickey Mouse's look different over the years.
Right. From Steamboat Willie to...
So it'd be like, well, you're using the old one. Like,
right, I know what it cares about that one. Yeah, it's whatever. It's not as cool. Even the voice was different.
Right.
Yeah. To go from Steamboat Willie to Mickey Mouse. Right. Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. You got another one?
So hang on. You brought Winnie the Pooh. So Winnie the Pooh was created by an English author, A.A. Milne. Yes, Milne. 1926, inspired by his son Christopher Robin Milne and his stuffed animals. The stories were famously illustrated by E.H. Shepard. The character was named after a real bear named Winnipeg at the London Zoo. Just figured I'd share that with everyone.
There you go. And the copyright now is open, and that's why you get to see Winnie the Pooh everywhere now.
Right.
On different T-shirts. Disney can use it in a lot of their stuff. Because even if you went to Disney World, you wouldn't be able to see the Winnie the Pooh stuff, like you can now. The different T-shirts and whatnot.
They had stuff, though, because I got my Tigers and stuff there when I was there. So.
Right. They're only allowed, that's what we were saying before, so you're only allowed to do certain things with it if there's a copyright or the patent, that they would, like you could get certain T-shirts, you can get, like
stuffed
you said, little stuffed animal stuff, but you couldn't get, and they couldn't market it the way that they would do everything else.
No, you only could sell it in Disney. They couldn't do it outside.
Right, yeah, little things, right.
And the other thing, too, about copyrights is there's also what's called fair use. So, like, if you're critiquing something or we're talking about a movie or a TV show, I can show pictures or, we can show pictures and even video clips within reason, as long as it's being critiqued and it's not replacing the, like you're not going to our podcast to watch the clip because we're talking over it. And,
right, exactly.
There's an over of us. That's why you'll see like on Instagram or whatever, or that when someone's commenting over it, their face is there, because if it's just the video, then it's considered now it's copyright. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
So if you're critiquing it, it's fair use.
Yeah.
Right. So that can get a little tricky.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. You got to get it. You got to pay attention to it. So we got George Washington Carver. Everybody's heard this guy. Developed hundreds of products from peanuts, sweet potatoes, soybeans, and to assist Southern farmers. So right there, potato chips. That's the greatest one right there, bro. Yeah. Like that's just the topper. Right. I'm just saying. Yeah. Make the potato chips and
I like what English people call them though. Crisps.
Right. That's it. They from the crisps. Right.
Crisps.
Yeah. Yeah. That's freaking hilarious.
So this would have been cool to know all this stuff growing up.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. Hell yeah. I mean, the conversations would have been different. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Like as far as just because of the state of the world, I'm going to say it like that, because of the way that the world was, Well,
I think we would have been better then than we are now.
What do you mean?
I think then we would have been better able to deal with it then.
Yeah, right.
Than we do now.
Yeah, I believe that.
So I think because you and I lived that time, right? And even with the stuff that we had going on, it wasn't,
it wasn't a detriment.
People weren't so fucking tight.
Right, it wasn't a detriment to our psyche. Right. Like, it didn't mess us up. You mean what? Yeah. But yeah, dude, I mean, I had a social studies teacher who used to teach us all that stuff. Not a lot of it, but what he could when it came into whatever. Right. And yeah, bro, he was excited when he used to tell us that stuff. Mr. Martin, never forget that guy. Freaking great. Pershing Junior High School.
That's cool. Yeah. You remember him. That he made an impression
He was, because he, you know what? He looked like Liberace, bro.
Really?
Yeah, shit you not. He looked like Liberace and he sounded like him.
Did he dress like him?
Not as extravagant because he was a New York City school teacher. He wasn't, he didn't have all the bling.
Right. No, I'm just saying,
Yeah, he had the same hairstyle and whatever. And I used to tell him like, bro, are you related to Liberace there, bro? He like, no, I'm not. And he would copy how you spoke and shit. He was great.
Actually, I am the best.
Yeah. That would have been phenomenal, bro. But yeah, like, I think things would have probably been different for a lot of people. And as a whole, not just black people, black kids. I think just anybody saying, "Ooh, I can do that too." Then, you know what I mean? I can come up with things.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been a big deal.
You feel that more people can do it. And I'm saying across the board, all races, creed, and religions. It didn't matter so much what type of skin you had. It was more along the lines of your social status, as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
And it was like, you can't think of anything that's going to benefit the rest of the world. Like, you stay over there. Only us super smart or us rich kids can, come up with these things. And we're the only ones that can have those good ideas, And then they're like, oh, okay. And the rest of us got, became blue collar fucking workers, though. You know what I mean?
So I like to know that because I'll just look up some stuff random. Like, how the hell did this happen? I want to look this up. Why did we say blah, blah, blah? Like, I always want to find a reason why and who invented or if it came from somewhere or whatever it was.
Right.
Interesting information when it comes to finding out about things.
Oh, yeah. What were you going to say, Tom?
No, I was just agreeing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Right. So look, then we got now Dr. Charles Drew, 1940s, revolutionized medicine by developing methods for processing and storing blood plasma for blood banks. You know what I'm saying? So that's right there.
Wait, so blood plasma for blood banks?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Plasma, right? Plasma stores millions of lives saved.
Because think of how many people bled out. Dude, don't forget. The barbershop was your dentist, was your general practitioner, with all the accidents and shit, people getting hit, like I said before, probably by horses or whatever. And they have to, broken leg and shit.
He came up with a big refrigerator is what he did.
Yeah, exactly. So then
that's awesome.
Now you think about people bleeding out, you know what I'm saying? To cut off the leg, you say you're sitting in the barber chair and they're sitting there with the big ass tree saw and you're sitting there biting on a
I don't think
piece
that's
of
that
wood.
far back.
What do you mean? 1940s.
1940s. What do you think they were? Barbaric?
So what did he? So he invented the refrigeration part of it. Or?
That's what I. Yeah.
Dr. Charles Drew, pioneer of blood banking, large-scale blood plasma storage, millions of lives saved.
Right.
So he must have been able to figure out how to store
how to save the blood.
Yeah, I wonder if he invented, because if you ever go to see how they store the blood in blood banks,
no,
they're in a rotating thing. It needs to keep rotating.
I did see that.
So
yes.
that it doesn't
coagulate.
Yeah,
right.
So they're always spinning.
Yeah.
Right.
What I'm saying is that how many people before that would bleed out. And I said, I was using the example of the barbershop was your doctor's office, and they're amputating and shit, and people would bleed out. If they were able to stop the blood enough after the amputation or the tooth pulled or whatever it is that was wrong with you, to just
they had to cauterize.
Right, dude, like that, yeah. Freaking
40s?
A car product.
You guys are talking about
No. We're just saying in general, like this was revolutionary, right? So revolutionizing medicine.
Yeah.
So revolutionizing the medicine So we're saying before he invented this, all the horrors.
Okay. I'm like,
and that's what was going. We're not saying
what
that.
Are you saying?
No. We're saying all the things that were happening beforehand that people didn't survive.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
All right.
So then now him doing this was, when the things were a little bit cleaner and whatnot, and different, like going to the hospitals, people were still bleeding out. They would lose blood in the middle of operations because they didn't have all the suction and stuff. You know what I mean? They was just sponging the shit out of everything before this. You know what I'm saying? So that now, just talking about the woof.
They'll put the thing in your mouth.
Yeah, right. So you just bite on that on your tongue or just, until you pass the fuck out.
Super pain.
Yep. This is Dr. Percy Julian in the 1900s, mid-1900s, pioneered the synthesis of medical drugs from plants, including cortisone. Right?
Yeah.
And then my itchies.
Yeah, that shit works.
I'm gonna need an ocean. A calamine lotion. You don't know that song, Lou?
Nope. I don't know that one.
You know what,
That's
bro?
Not me. That's before.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, Poison Ivy is the name of the song.
I don't know maybe I just don't know that. Maybe I don't know the verse you were talking.
I don't think they played that in Brooklyn, man. I think you found that.
Wow, you hear this?
Is he calling you out? You're not from Brooklyn. What the hell? My song. He's like, Kenny's actually from Staten Island.
Yeah, what? Listen, bro, bite your tongue.
I saw him cake.
You know what? For work, I've been working in Staten Island. It's not bad.
Yeah, no, it's better than what we used to make fun of Staten Island all the time back in the day.
Well, that was when the dump was still there. Now it looks
That's
like
what
rolling,
it was.
Now
it
looks like Rolling Hills.
Yes, that still stinks. Summertime. Yeah. Styra City. Yeah.
It sucks, man.
Yep. But go ahead, you had another one, Lou? I thought you had another one.
What you would call it? Whose was it?
Mark
Dean.
Right.
Helped create the personal computer architect. Co-invented the ISA bus. Lets devices connect to computers.
Nice. See that?
Right.
Yep. Upgrading the computers. So it went from, again,
Mark Dean.
A whole block that you needed to make a computer. When computer was like this room was just one server.
Yeah.
Now it's,
We got one in our hand right now.
Yeah.
We're reading.
It was like, we have 2 bytes.
Not even, bro. Terabytes. I don't even know the next one after that. Yeah.
Yep, no doubt.
Yeah, dude, because I'm telling you, I mean, again, just the idea is just a thought. Nobody thought that computers would be what they are now. Again.
Except for those who...
Because they were, right, they were thinking, what's next? What can we do next?
Those people were thinking
I remember, I used to work at a pizzeria. We used to have this computer guy who would come in. He was like a big tech guy. In fact, my boss owned the pizzeria actually had like satellite TV. And this guy's like, he goes, I'll make a card for you and you'll get all the free channels. And he was like a tech guy. He took, the cards that direct.
Yeah.
He gave him this card, poof, all the channels.
No shit.
Like, get the hell out of here.
All the adult channels.
Yeah.
Everything. Everything. All the pay-per-views were on all the time.
Wow.
It was wild. But anyway, this guy said, he goes, yeah, and this is 99. He goes, in about 10 or 15 years, he goes, you'll be able to, phones will be small. He didn't say phones. He said computers will be small enough. Everybody's going to have them in their pocket.
Yeah.
Oh,
man.
Who's going to put a computer in their pocket?
Yeah. Now, here we are.
It's true, though, right?
Yeah.
And the iPhone, came out in 2000, it wasn't even 10 years. It was like 2008, 2007, 2008, the iPhone came out. So
before
way ahead
the
of what he
iPhone,
said.
because BlackBerry
but
was doing that.
BlackBerry,
right, BlackBerries.
Don't forget the flip phones. They were the first thing to set it all off.
No, we're talking about computers, like having a computer in your pocket.
BlackBerry had a little bit of a computer. It was a tiny computer, and it didn't do a lot.
We're talking like compared to like a PC.
So that was the BlackBerry, as far as I'm concerned, because the BlackBerry, I was able to look online. I was able to do searches and shit. Sorry, say it again, Lou.
I still think because of the flip, that was able to go, like I was saying earlier, at inventing, someone said,
right,
you did this with that.
Yes.
And you did that, and that's how
definitely.
You know what I mean? That's all I was saying. Not that that was responsible for the computer, but more of the person thinking, shit, we can put a fucking computer in.
Yeah,
and you can
a gazillion percent. A zillion percent, you're right. Hell yeah, to put it all in there, because I mean, but
and it'd still be your phone. And you can take pictures with it. You can do a video.
Well, because we do know we'll have that geek moment. Have not for Star Trek, we wouldn't have the flip phone.
Yeah.
The communicator.
Sure.
And you know what? It's funny. The old school Motorola ones looked like.
Yeah.
I still had my father's.
Yeah.
But you can still get a flip phone.
No, I'm saying you still have.
I have this upstairs. I was so tiny. I think we should get this. I should turn this on and just start using this thing. Is this guy really using it?
Yeah, bro.
I love the flip phones.
They were great.
They were awesome.
Oh yeah, did you have the one that you had to flip it, or did you have the one that had the button?
I could just open it up.
I had one that had the button; it would automatically open.
Yeah, I had one of those too.
Yeah, I love that shit.
That one's good. I like that. You put the lock on it.
But the Motorola one was the popular one. I remember in like early 2000s. That was a popular one, and You get different cases for them.
Yeah.
Well, the Nokias, those were the king of the cases.
Right,
You used to be able to put the whole thing.
Sidekick. Remember the sidekicks? Sidekicks
Wow.
also. That was another one.
Those were beasts. I remember a lot of people had those things. Those were like mini computers too. And that was like right before iPhone.
Right. Yeah. That was the shit right there. Yeah. See, so there it is.
And I remember the first like iteration of using social media in your pocket was I remember before Facebook got popular, MySpace was like the thing.
Right. Yeah.
I remember there was like a phone that was coming out and everybody was like making a big deal about it because it had MySpace on it.
Wasn't that the Sidekick?
Holy shit, it
was like some other.
See, that's what I'm talking about. And what came from that?
Facebook, Instagram, all the other social media. Yeah.
So just one thing, boom.
Yeah.
VHS. What was before VHS? Betamax.
Betamax. Yeah. Wait, VHS, then Betamax?
No.
Okay.
And
yeah.
then after
VHS.
and then after VHS was it wasn't DVD, it was Laserdisc. But that they were too expensive
take off, though.
Yeah.
Because they were too expensive.
Yeah,
and you had to have
and were huge.
record size.
Yeah, they were huge.
Yeah.
So like a regular record is
and
what
then
it was.
I had a
halfway
friend
through the
that
movie, you had to flip it.
Yeah. I had a friend that had it.
Cool as shit, though.
And we watched Star Wars on it.
Yep.
But it was like 2 discs.
Yeah.
And you had to flip them. It was like 4.
So it was 4 discs.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yep. I know. That shit was fucking fun. I love that shit. That was fucking great.
It's like,
now they can make the
insert
disc
two. Please flip disc over.
So here you go.
You had to hold it like this and not touch the edge.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Because you don't get your fingerprints all over it because it messes it up and
Right.
it ate the stuff on it. Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
Ree Van Brittan Brown, 1969, invented the first closed-circuit television security system. So the first CCTV.
How do you like them apples?
Yeah. Ain't that some shit, kebab?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was bananas to think that. Well, I mean, I'm sure probably, people looking for criminals or, just keep an eye on the traffic that was coming into your job and stuff with it. And boom.
Keep an eye on
there
it,
you go.
bitch.
Oh, yeah. Making sure your staff is working. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
everywhere.
Bananas.
I remember being a kid. Remember how big those cameras were back in the day?
No.
Yeah.
Big, giant.
Oh, wait, you mean the TV cameras?
The CCTV.
The
security
CCTV.
cameras. Big
Were
ones.
they
Stores.
They were like big.
Were they? I mean, they were like.
I remember.
No, they were big.
I remember being a kid. I remember going to.
They were long.
I used to go to the farmer's market.
Then they got
as a kid
smaller.
when I was
smaller.
I used to be. I used to go to the farmer's market Patterson a lot when I was a kid. I remember like them having it big. It was like that big. The friggin' thing.
I never paid any attention.
Yeah, but they got smaller after time, and now you can hide them. Now you don't even know where they are.
Yeah. No shit.
Yeah,
they got them now where they fit into your light switches.
I'm not wearing my glasses right now, but I think.
Right. Oh yes, your glasses.
Oh, that's right. That's
right. Your meta glasses.
I thought I saw something.
Yeah, something different.
I can't see. No, I don't.
That's great. Here you go. 1986. Dr. Patricia Bath invented the laser fat. I can't read right now.
What's her name?
Dr. Patricia Bath. The laser probe for cataract surgery.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's
cool. The first black woman to receive a medical patent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's freaking cool. That's freaking cool. Again, there was a lot. There was more. I'm saying it. Understand? Like there was a lot more. 3, 4 that we've read doctors that got medical patents than I thought. Because I thought that a lot of those patents, in all honesty, was the medical industry, like not so much the doctors. It was
the doctors.
Yeah, I didn't know it was doctors that did it.
Yeah. Back then it was totally different.
I thought it was just
they
it's not like how
probably
it is
thought
now.
of these
It
things
wasn't
as
even
they were
like that.
I guess a lot of these doctors, they were working and were like,
we
could do this if we did this, and
and that's what I'm saying. I thought it was going to be like some guy, that worked in some company, some medical company,
because
Johnson and Johnson,
with all the shit we got going on, I automatically think back then. They actually worked hard to figure it out and get it done.
I didn't even know there was this many doctors that came up with those inventions. In all honesty, I mean, maybe 1 or 2 for certain things. You know what I mean? But like I said, the plasma that would make sense. But I would, a lab tech or something like that maybe is where I kind of was going with. Like I said, some in medical producing company.
Yeah, I passed it driving a Becton Dickinson. That BD or Becton Dickinson.
Oh, yeah.
They make all kinds of medical stuff.
Right,
on the highway all the time.
Yeah, see, Medline's and I was thinking like because they're a distributor. So you're right, bro. Like I just never I thought it would be that, not the actual doctors. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no.
That's pretty cool.
It is cool.
Yeah.
So what about Frederick McKinley Jones, refrigerated trucks?
Reefer trucks.
Refrigerated trucks.
Yeah.
Modern food supply, supermarkets.
Back then they would have to ship stuff on ice.
Yeah. And they would, what they were doing was that they would try to find like different ice
for long
buildings on it. Yep. So this way they can go from, like, we know that this block of ice is going to last for 12
so long,
hours.
and then they would get
so then they would be able to stop in 12 hours and, or 13 hours to be able to get another block of ice.
All those
and
trucks just must have had water coming out of them all the time.
Yeah, they did. They did, bro. Because it was just always that kind of hot. Yes. But the same thing with the refrigerators.
At the time, it was a good idea, right?
Yeah, because the refrigerators had that. The refrigerators had blocks of ice.
What was even crazier before refrigeration? They used to take lake ice and freeze it.
Or they would put stuff in the stream. Don't forget, they would put stuff in the stream too to keep it cold.
But then everything was fresh though back in the day.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's basically like, well, go out there and get that chicken because we're having chicken for dinner. You know what I mean? And boom, that was it.
No going to freaking shop or anything like that.
Yeah, nope. The meat market, the general store, it was like it was killed Monday. And everybody was trying to, get at it and have some of that by Friday. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sorry. But that's what it was. Or even too, like, getting venison. Everything was jerk.
Who's what?
Not jerk. Was it Slim Jim? What's a Slim Jim? What's a Slim Jim? Step into a Slim Jim when you take you salt the meat.
Yeah, it's some kind of meat.
Preserve
it.
Preserve it and stuff like that. So that's the thing that they did, that they had to do to make sure that they can, have the meat, because you go to venison, rabbit or whatever, not everybody's going to be able to eat the larger animals. So they had to try to preserve it as best they could. So they would salt them and whatnot. And, that's
there's a lot that has to do with like preserving stuff to make it last longer.
Right.
Have refrigeration
and salting it was the way to go. Drying it out and such.
They thought that
or they would cure it with like
meat, especially.
Do
that with.
Right.
Salt the shit out of it.
Yeah. So,
But then refrigeration came in.
And then you didn't have to worry about all that. It's like, I'll season what I want later on and just throw it in the freezer and good to go.
Season and then just throw it back in the refrigerator.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Right?
That was that. Yeah. So thank you for inventing the refrigerator. But the reefer trucks, again, that's the next level. So this way you can get the food from wherever. Fruit would not rot.
Yeah.
Spoil whatever on the way coming from, Florida with the oranges.
Yeah. And,
And
apples too. Think about
apples. Yes.
You know how long they keep apples in storage for?
Yeah.
They last a long time. They use high temp refrigeration, it's called.
Right.
So it's like, keeps it like 40 degrees
or
whatever. So it doesn't, because if it gets too cold, then it spoils fast.
Right.
So they got to take that perfect temperature and they keep it stored for months. So sometimes you buy an apple in the groceries. Say you buy an apple, some apples, if you get during winter, they might be shipped.
Right.
But like a lot of the times they're just in storage.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Didn't even know it was like that.
It's nice sometimes when you go to a place where they're local.
Like in the winter, they get a little mealy.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah, that's right. I never even thought about that shit. That makes sense now. I thought it was the kind of apples.
That's why when you get them in like September and October, they're juicy and they start getting dry towards the
Right. Yeah, I never even thought about that shit, bro.
Now they coat them in wax. Actually, a lot of people don't know this. Like an edible wax.
That I knew.
And so that seals
they coat them in wax.
It seals them in better. So they keep in the high temperature refrigeration.
Right.
And they coat it with the wax.
Yeah.
Lasts longer.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Yeah. Yes, sir. That I did know. Yep. You got another one?
Yeah, I do actually. James E. West co-invented the electric microphone.
Here we go.
In phones, hearing aids, podcast mics.
Hey. Thank you, sir.
Hey.
Talking to your mic and say, what's his name?
James E. West.
James E. West.
Thank
you very
James.
much.
Yes, thank you, sir.
As if he's the microphone.
Yeah.
He's reincarnated into all microphones now.
That's great. That is great.
Yeah, no, it's great to know all this stuff, man.
And so look at that. To make a microphone, now you have it in almost everything.
Right.
So the hearing aids, the phones. So it went from having a microphone, almost like on a megaphone kind of shit, standing on stage that, was that big thing. And then now it's little things in the phone.
It's tiny.
It's in the phone, microphone when you're talking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Remember the old school tape recorders, the cassette ones?
Oh my God, yeah.
You have to press play and record at the same time.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and you had the microphone that was with it was connected.
Or it was on the tape recorder too, remember?
Right,
You could have it either way, but yes, you can get the, right.
Yeah.
And it had a little stand, remember the little stand it had that the mic would stand on it?
That is funny.
So now look.
You felt famous. You felt famous doing that shit.
Oh, look, I'm fancy now.
Yeah, I got the
But that was the tech for back then. It was a big deal. Then, back then, you had Radio Shack.
Remember Radio Shack? They sold all that
Radio
shit,
Shack was the shit. It lasted a long time, right? Eventually, it just...
Yeah, well, listen. Yeah, again, faded out.
Yeah, but it was a cool thing. It's history.
Right. Yep.
Again, it's history. It's something to remember,
You get the craziest stuff at Radio Shack.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. They had almost everything you needed in that freaking place. Whatever you want, especially if you were really good at electronics and building stuff.
Trying to hold out at the end. They were selling phones and stuff.
Right. Yeah. They held out.
They were trying to get that, keep them in business.
I think they did it too late. I think they should have started when it happened,
Oh.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I could be wrong about that, but.
That'd be cool if they made their own phones, like out of Radio Shack.
Right, yeah, Radio Shack,
your own
phones.
phones.
Right.
If they would have done that, oh my God.
It would have probably done something else for them.
You can upgrade your own phone.
Yeah, dude.
You can make it component.
Yeah, hell yeah. That would have been
Maybe
that
they did, and maybe they didn't. They didn't want them to do it. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, you're probably right. Yep. See, so now, the coolest invention to me. Ready? The coolest.
All right, here we go.
Why? You don't even know yet. You're nervous. Here we go. Lonnie Johnson, an engineer who invented the Super Soaker water gun. And holds over 120 patents. The coolest.
That is the coolest.
Nice.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
That right there, coolest in the summertime. Is it the water? Yeah, man. I
had the Super Soaker. It got crazy towards the end. It was like, wow,
yes.
4 tanks on it.
Oh, yeah. But it used to go so
I think
fast.
they even had one where the nozzles could change a little bit.
Yeah. A lot of it.
Those things were crazy, man.
Oh, yeah.
The ones they have now are even crazier.
Yeah.
The ones they have now are even nuts. They're just bananas. When I saw a few of them on TV.
I had one friend that got one that had a backpack.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Yes.
You know which ones I like?
Yes.
I like the Nerf ones because you can get like the machine gun thing with it.
Oh, right. Yes.
What was it? The Gatling gun?
Yeah. That it was a Gatling gun. Yeah, man. Yep.
The Nerf?
Yep. The suit. Now, I don't know if you saw, I saw this one tank for the Super Soaker.
No, I'm talking about the Nerf, though.
Oh, I thought you meant that. I saw a Gatling gun for the water gun.
Right, but the Nerf one was cool.
Great. Yeah, that shit was cool. Those things went far. But the water gun, the tank, the backpack tank, was about maybe, I want to say maybe 3-4 feet long because it went down like almost to your thigh that I had seen. Could have been somebody that just made this, put it together kind of thing. But you pumped the tank itself so that this way you didn't have to keep, and you just stayed with constant stream of water. Yeah, bro. That was fucking cool as hell, bro. You didn't have to, you just pump a little bit on the back on the tank itself, have your friend.
Get enough pressure in there to push that water.
Yep. And it was one that it would, a Super Soaker that would fill up the water balloons. So it was like a, yeah. There was so much cool shit with that, man. Hell yeah. Again, that's the coolest one so far, bro.
So far, I agree.
I mean, as far as the fun, that kind of shit is concerned.
I was like, probably one of the best outdoor toys of the 90s.
You think? Hell yeah,
90s, man.
Definitely. Yeah. Early 90s was really groovy. Like there was a lot of cool stuff like that.
Yeah. Remember when they came out with the laser tag?
Yeah.
My kids, we got them for my kids, and we were like, I remember opening them up, playing with them in the building.
I don't know what it was about
put them back
early
in box.
90s, but everything was neon.
Yeah. But see, the Super Soakers,
they were neon too.
They were neon.
They were like neon green. Yeah.
And you know why they made them that color?
Because so they didn't get shot.
They didn't want the kids to get shot. So they didn't make them the color of
smart.
that because we were playing the Army games and stuff like that. You're jumping up behind them.
Well, I remember that's when they started making even the toy guns like orange and shit.
With the orange
or
tips
they put orange
and stuff like
tip
that.
on them, or the whole gun would be orange.
Right. So they wouldn't. So that was a good thing too. Thanks for different colors. I appreciate you. Yeah, that shit was fucking great, man.
Because I remember I had a couple toy guns that those things looked like.
They
looked like
the cap guns and stuff like that. Hell yeah, that was the shit.
And now
man.
even airsoft ones look like. They look like real guns, but I think they still have some. I think.
You have to know and look, because they just have them all kind of crazy. But yeah, man. So those are some pretty groovy inventors. Came up with some really good shit. They came up with some really good stuff. Things that now you sit back, you're like, oh snap. Snap. Hopefully we educated enough like that in between, our laughing and joking stuff. But that we were able to enlighten some of people. Let them know this is some good shit right there, boy. Yeah. But yeah, so with that, thank you for listening, watching, like, follow, comment, all that other good stuff. Love, peace, and hair grease.
Live long and prosper.
And keep on learning about the history.
Yes.
Holla.
Holla.